Massive thank you to all our channel members. Your support helps keep MyFaction Reaction going strong. I appreciate each and every one of you. Welcome back to MyFaction Reaction. You're here with Nathan once again. So today I thought it would be a good time to talk about Faction Wars tickets. This is something that I've seen pop up in our Discord, which reminds me you should join the Discord. We'll have a link in the description, but lots of great talking there. But this is something that's popping up in our Discord regularly. A lot of people just do not have the needed Faction War tickets to play the game. And this is no surprise. This has been an ongoing issue for several months now. I want to even say dating back to the summer when we had those login rewards. They knew we needed a little more tokens, tickets. Sorry, I said tokens, tickets. So they gave them to us then. So I thought it'd be a good time to break down what's going on. How many tickets are we getting? What does the average cost of a card look like? And with the tickets that we're getting, how many cards can we actually unlock? So there's a little bit of math to do there. Before we do a deep dive in, I just want to have you guys, quick little thing there. Do me a favor, hit subscribe. Helps me out a ton. We're growing the channel. We just passed 3,200 subscribers, which is massive and amazing. I really do appreciate that. So yeah, and if you like following, I'm going to point I'm pointing the right direction this time. We are now streaming on twitch.tv as well. So if Twitch is your preferred streaming platform, not only are we live on YouTube, we're also live on Twitch. And it'd do me a huge favor if you hit follow me there as well. Anyways, that being said, let's jump into Faction Wars a little bit, talk about the mode itself, and how the ticket system works. So, this is Faction Wars. It's one of the three main game modes within WWE 2K25 MyFaction. If you're not looking at the live events, it's the next screen. So we've got World Tour, and that's a separate video, which we'll probably be discussing soon, because it's been 8 months since there's been an update to that mode, which is really disappointing. So then we've got our Faction Wars, and then we have our weekly towers. I wanted to highlight on the Faction Wars today. So within Faction Wars, you load in, you get so many tickets, and a ticket is basically one playthrough. There's 5 rounds, there's nodes. Here, I'll just cut to some footage here of me playing Faction Wars. So you should just see me saying playing Faction Wars right now. You're going through the nodes, you're doing the matches there, you're unlocking specific skills or healing or credits. Maybe it's unlimited finishers, or the arena lights are dark, and there's certain match types that are in there as well. So you could have a casket match, an NXT underground match. You could have just a 4-on-4, 1-on-1, a cage match, a 2-on-2, 3-on-3 with TLC stipulations. So it's a fun mode that I like to play because I never know what's coming. It throws it to you every time, and at the end of each run of nodes, you're going to fight a boss, and you'll have a boss match. So this is kind of like the crux to it, and you get through the mode itself as you continue to play it. So you go in here, you work your way across the nodes, you do the matches, you're earning Faction Wars credits as you go and play, as well as MFP. So what do you use those credits for? So when you unlock those credits, you can actually go in here and you'll be able to use them towards the different boss cards that are in the game here. So as you go through here, these are all different boss cards, and they have ones dating back all the way to Emerald from when the game first launched. So back in March. So a plethora of cards that you can add to your teams here. Now, to be totally transparent, none of these cards are really that great. We're using usually just a buffer collection level. For me, I just want to collect them all because I'm trying to get all the cards in the game this year. But yeah, occasionally you'll find a card with a few decent badges and maybe you'll add it to your team. But more often than not, you're not adding them. But yeah, you're going through here and you're literally using the Faction Wars credits to purchase the boss cards from these different bosses that you'll fight as you go through the game here. So, and each of them has like a different price point associated with the card. So when we're looking at the emeralds, they were 3,000, sapphires 4,000, the rubies 5,000, The Amethyst jumped up to 6,000, and then the Diamonds, so they're actually 1,000 increasing each time. However, the new Diamond cards jumped up to 8,000. So there's a 2,000 Faction Wars credit increase to get these new Diamond cards on the bosses here. So the other option here too is that you can unlock these rotating cards, and these will usually be at a discount, although these ones were not discounted this month for whatever reason. And they'll be discounted when they're the rotating cards and then end up in the permanent cards without the discount, usually when the month switches over. So all of these are updated at the first of every month. And I think that's important when we're going to talk about the math here in a second to really understand. So I guess, how do you get these tickets? So you can see here, I've got 6 Faction Wars tickets. Now, I think a lot of people are going to go, why do we need tickets anyways to play a mode for a game? And I think that's the better question about this. Why is this game limiting the amounts of times that you can play this mode? This is a game mode I like to play. And to be totally transparent, as somebody who streams regularly, streams content, streams regularly. Like, this is a big thing for me. And with this, this is like a game mode that I can just continue to play. It's a roguelite. It changes every single time I play it. There's new matchups. I can have fun with it. We can do different teams. So this is a mode I like to play, and I know a lot of other people like to play. So I don't understand why there's a ticket process to begin with this mode. It doesn't make any sense. 2K should just be letting people play it. That being said, tickets are extremely rare right now. And I want to give you guys an idea of how many tickets we've gotten within the past 2 months. So in November and December, and we're going to be looking at the math for November and December, not just from a ticket perspective, but from a card perspective that were added to the market through the rotating cards and the unlockable bosses. So currently, we are getting 3 tickets every other week as a weekly login bonus. So that means every 2 weeks, you'll be allowed to play this game mode 3 times, which is the equivalent of 6 times a month. So over November and December, you'll have enough tickets to play this mode 12 times. That's not great, honestly. This, once again, I don't understand why we're putting... it's not even a paywall, because you can't pay to get these tickets extra in any way, whether through MFP or like VC. You can't get tickets any other way, but there's almost like a enforced wall that doesn't need to be there to play this mode. So they should just be wanting us to play the mode and not have that there. But so if you did want to play this mode, you'll only be able to play it 12 times throughout the month. We used to get tickets within live events and rewards, and those have almost gone away completely. I believe we did get a few tickets for the November Smash and Stash. I think it might have been 3 or 5. I'm not entirely sure, but there was a small amount of tickets, I believe, right at the beginning of November that were a little bit extra. But in any of the other live events, we have not received any other tickets. So yeah, it's really making it hard for people to actually play this mode. And now I actually did want to talk quickly about the math to it. So let's flip right over and look at that. All right, first up, I wanted to just go over how many tickets were how many cards we're actually getting a month. So in the month of November, they added 8 new Diamond cards and they added 8 new Faction War cards. Now, these were between the rotating cards and the boss cards. In December, they have added 12 new Diamond cards to the mix. So with the Diamond cards, 4 of them were 4 of them were 2 sets of new bosses, and the 4 were the rotating cards. So that's going to give us a total of 28 new cards that have been added. So over that 2 months, if you wanted to buy all of those cards that were unlocked, you need 208,000 Faction Wars credits. So the math's pretty simple there in terms of how many credits we would need to unlock the cards that were introduced in November and December. Now, this is something that I threw together. Now, these are approximates because there is no definitive amount of credits here, but I wanted to explore how many credits you can actually earn with the tickets that are given. And we're looking at an Infinite team and a Galaxy Opal team. Some people may not even have these cards yet, although a lot of people probably close to it. So anyways, we'll throw it out there. So you get a credit rarity bonus of 240% for Infinite team and 200% for a Galaxy Opal team. That basically is how much an increase of the Faction Wars credits that you're going to get for the rarity of the team that you have going into the match. Now, these are approximations. I've seen people get from 7,600 to, or sorry, 7,000 to 8,000 for an Infinite team run. So I went with the average of about 7,300 Faction Wars credits per run per ticket if you have an Infinite team. For a Galaxy Opal team, I think it's closer to 6,600 for the run. Once again, these are all approximates because everybody's run's going to be a little bit different. You can have some on the really high end, some on the really low end. I tried to go with like an average number of what I'm seeing from people talking about in the community, and what I've done when I've been going through the runs. So over 2 months, based on 12 tickets, you're going to be able to earn 87,600 approximate credits with an Infinite team. With a Galaxy Opal team, it'll be a bit less, 79,200 credits. So when we did the math earlier, I believe the big number was 208,000 that we needed to unlock the cards that were given to us in November and December. So that being said, we are short 120,000 credits. I'll just call it 120,000. You guys can see the math here to be able to unlock the rest of the cards. And once again, this is just in November and December. This doesn't include any of the missing cards that people may have beforehand. So yeah, this isn't a great system and it's not working right now. So what are the potential solutions here then? I guess there's a few solutions, and I've seen a few of these bandied out within the community, and I really wish 2K were listening to us in these situations. But I think, number one, we've already talked about it, but get rid of the ticket system in general. I don't know if it's some sort of thing that they just can't do in 2K25 because maybe it's too hard to pull it out. But for 2K26, it should just be gone if Faction Wars continues as a mode. Just get rid of the tickets. They don't need to be there. Just let people play the game. There's no reason to create artificial restraints on people playing a game mode and limiting them to it. That being said, if they're not going to do that, they need to flood us with tickets. Every live event. When you complete a run, if you complete a run successfully, give you a free ticket. So it just it encourages people to continue to play the mode. If you do have to put the tickets in for some reason, make sure people get a free ticket if they complete the match. I'm going to show you guys upcoming live event here and some of the other existing live events that we have. This is a Kurt Angle birthday bash. So we were able to get one Eras pack out of here. And then there was a bunch of little MFP amounts. I think most of the people in the community would agree with this. This little bit of MFP does not help us out a whole lot. There is 9,500 MFP within this birthday bash. Which is a tenth. No, not a tenth. That's not right. Almost a third of a deluxe pack cost. So you can't even get a deluxe pack with this amount of MFP. I think most people would rather see Faction Wars tickets and tokens in here. So we've got a live event tomorrow, and it's not. Oh no, it's active right now. Never mind. The Rey Mysterio birthday bash has actually gone active. So here it is right here. So once again, you're getting 2 packets here, and then we're getting 7,500 MFP. I think once again, people would prefer Faction Wars tickets. When we're looking at, and I actually don't think I have anything right now because we are on the odd week and we've got new packs coming out. Yeah, I'm not going to have them here, but we'll just throw it to them as an example. In the last set of packs, you needed to pull one major card. So, and I'll just go from the Survivor Series week 1. It was the Javon Evans card to be able to unlock the Shawn Michaels. But then there were two extra matches which you needed to unlock Apollo Crews for and Chelsea Green. And both of those, I think, yielded 1,500 MFP. Once again, this is a situation for you guys to put Faction Wars tickets in the game. And when I mean you guys, I mean 2K, obviously. This is an opportunity for 2K to put more Faction Wars tickets into the game to help the player base who are trying to unlock the cards and trying to play the mode. So I think those are like the easiest no-brainer ways to do it. Once again, just abolishing the tickets to play the game mode in general is probably my number one suggestion. But then number two, flood us with tickets. Give us a ticket upon successful completion. Put them in the live events. Make the weekly like, why aren't we getting more weekly? Number one, increase how many we get a week. But number two, make them every week. So I think there's lots of opportunities here. I think the biggest issue is that as a community, we're not being heard by 2K currently. So I did just a quick dive into the Discord, searched up Faction Wars tickets. In the past, like 3 or 4 months, it's come up about 28 times. There's not been a reply from community managers or anybody from 2K acknowledging the issue, which unfortunately seems to be a consistent thing with 2K and their lack of communication. We've done videos on that in the past, and I don't want to get into that right now. This is an area where they need to improve heavily upon and talking to the consumers themselves. Now it's the time for 2K to really look at this and say, how can we fix this situation? And there's tons of ways to do it, but just acknowledging the problem, number one, is probably the right way to go. And then number two, just implement some of these suggestions that we've got there because they will fix the problem. And none of these seem like hard fixes. Adjusting the weekly login rewards seems simple. Make them 5 tickets or 10 tickets every other week or weekly. When you're choosing your pricing for the live events, once again, make sure you put Faction Wars tickets in it. It's a really simple thing, probably for them to do from their back end. Anyways, guys, I want to know what you guys think about this. Faction Wars is a mode I enjoy playing. I like streaming it personally because it's something different every time when I stream it. And it allows me to do some fun matchups and do some fun stuff within the mode itself. So I'd like to know from your end, how many tickets do you guys have? And how many do you need to get all the cards that you're missing? Because like I said, I think I'm missing 33 cards from this mode right now, and I'm nowhere close to having enough credits and or tickets to be able to unlock all of them. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Until next time, my name's Nathan, and if you haven't had a chance, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out a ton as we continue to grow the channel. All right, thanks guys. We'll talk later. Bye.